What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jam Movies. And as always, I'm hanging out with Johnny. And today we're talking about a movie that we're a little divided on. Willy's Wonderland.
Alright guys, let's start with the budget. So the budget for this movie was $5.5 million. Not bad for the movie. Pretty good location, decorations, costumes, and whatnot. What did they do opening weekend, even though it was a Netflix buy?
Like 97,000 in whatever theaters they had it playing at the time, right? And I think the total gross worldwide was $418K, which is very impressive, especially versus the budget. But I'm sure with word of mouth and stuff like that, it definitely gained some popularity and a cult following. Obviously, that's why we got it in the Scream Factory, right? I mean, you know what? It's not much of a film. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like this huge storyline of a film. And there was a lot of people saying how it's a ripoff of the Five Nights at Freddy's. Comparing those two movies, the Five Nights and this one, I enjoyed this one much more. It was more of like an adult version, I guess you can say. And like you had said, the costumes looked great. The effects were cheesy, but I guess it was more of your cheesy kind of horror movie to begin with, right? And obviously the budget itself wasn't that high. Mind you, we've seen better work with a lower budget, like Terrifier, right? But you know, they did have Nicolas Cage in there. So would you like to talk about the actors?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage, one of your favorites. There's Emily Tosta. She did a couple episodes in Mayans MC. Even the guy that got Nicolas Cage to clean, he did a couple episodes in Black Mafia as well, which I still want to watch that. Yeah. And yeah, so they had some decent actors in there too. Like, even though I thought it wasn't the greatest, Nicolas Cage did well, even though he didn't say much.
Yeah, they died through the whole movie. Yeah. Not a word. He made noises throughout the movie, but like not a word at all. And it was interesting to see how he was able to play that character with no dialogue at all. What did you think of like his? I guess you could say his body language, because there was no dialogue. How do you think it helped the character? It
was good, yeah. It made the character better. Obviously, he did great, and not like talking, using his emotions and his acting to speak. But it goes back to, I just don't like it because it reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was just, to me, not a pleasant film. But
yeah,
that Nicolas Cage did great though. Like, the acting was great. It was just not a movie that I'd watch again. I've watched it 3 times now, I believe, and the first time wasn't really a struggle. The second time it got a little bit worse. The third time it got worse. But the acting from all the actors, they did pretty well. But yeah.
See, that's where me and you were divided on that aspect, because I've watched it a few times as well, and I actually enjoy it a little bit more each time I watch it. And I think a lot of it has to do with Nicolas Cage. Yes, I'm biased in that aspect because I'm a fan, but I think it was cool to see him acting, like I said, without dialogue, and be able to create that character on screen. You know, the big tough guy that doesn't say a word kind of thing, right? You know, he uses actions rather than words, and then just his whole, like, you know, he's got to get the job done. I thought that was hilarious. It doesn't matter what animatronic was standing in his way. He had to get that job done. Even the one scene I really enjoyed, if we're gonna get into favorite scenes here, was near the final act, and he completely stops what he's doing. You know, he's fighting the animatronic and just hands the main character the knife, and then goes back into the kitchen and has his break. And he's playing pinball, and he's dancing, and he's having whatever, that grape soda that he was carrying around or whatever, I guess it was his energy. And that scene alone, I was holding my stomach. I was laughing pretty hard on that one. So I mean, there was lots of enjoyable scenes, I thought. a lot of cheesy parts. I did like how they did the stereotypes of like the teenagers that were breaking in. You know,
I agree. Yeah.
And the costumes that they chose for that stuff too. Like you can kind of see like they're these high school kids in a country town or whatever, right? And that's what they looked like, right? So that aspect is good. I can see where you would say it's not that enjoyable. It is. The first time I watched it, it was a bit of a rough watch because I was expecting a little bit more. I guess maybe not as cheesy, but we got what we got, right?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite scene of this movie at all, or?
I didn't mind like the fight scenes. I don't have a favorite scene per se, but the fight scene and like the scenes like where he's in the middle of doing something, but his alarm goes off and it's boom, it's break time. Like the guy told him, no, you always take your breaks, right?
Yeah.
Like favorite scene, not in particular. I liked like just the fight, like the fighting scenes and whatnot. Obviously, because I love my slashers, but. No, not in particular, to be honest.
And to be honest, when I told, because I think I was the one recommended it to you. When I told you to watch it, I thought it was like a shoo-in for like one of your I love this movie kind of thing, right? Because it kind of seemed like it was up your alley, in the sense of because it had that little bit of the slasher aspect to it, right? But I guess this time it was wrong, right?
No, look, we can't always agree on the same
absolutely.
things. That's why we released Joker not too long ago, and we were saying. Don't always go based off what everyone else says.
Yeah, that's the beauty about movies, right? There's so many different genres, so many different movies. You got your cheesy movies, your big Hollywood budget movies, your independent films, right? There's something for everybody, and you're not always going to agree, right? So, with that being said, I want to get into the ending here. I thought it was a satisfying ending. I can kind of see how they were maybe set it up for a part 2. I don't think there's any talks about a part 2.
I would agree too. Yeah, I could see where they were going to do a part 2, but
I don't think there's any talks about it. I would definitely go see the second one or watch it streaming, whatever I can do to watch it. But does it need a sequel? Not really. It's not like I wasn't mind blown. It wasn't something that was like fresh and new, and it was just an enjoyable little horror movie. And I enjoy the cheesy horror movies. I know you do too, but this one was I would say it was good for what it was. The ending was satisfying enough. And again, too, they left that little cliffhanger open for a sequel. Do we need one? Not really. What did you think of that ending?
I agree. Same thing. I could see there being a sequel. Could there be another one? I mean, if they put the budget lower, I think they could have done what they did with a lower budget and made a better profit in the end. But I don't see them doing a second one just based off of them not making that much money off of it. And like you said, it's not mind-blowing. Not many people were a thing, but you never know. Down the road, 5-10 years now, people might develop a cult following where the demand is there.
Yep.
But right now, I don't see it there. But the ending, I thought was okay for what it was. I didn't watch Five Nights at Freddy, so I can't say like if it's comparable. Is it comparable?
You know what it reminds me of? Five Nights at Freddy's is more like a PG-13 version of this.
Oh, okay.
Obviously with a bigger budget and stuff, but again, too, like I said, between watching the two, I enjoyed this one more, right? But I had watched it with my son, both of them, and he's a little bit younger, obviously, right? So from his point of view, he's old enough to enjoy both films, I guess you could say, and he still enjoyed Five Nights. So I guess again, it's personal preference, right?
But okay, so that being said, I'm going to let you take it off first. What do you want to rate this with the Jammeter today?
Ooh, on the Jammeter, you know what, Johnny, I'm going to have to go with a 70.
70?
Yeah, it's again, like I said, it's an enjoyable movie. I'll watch it. I guarantee we'll watch it every year. I enjoy it every time I watch it. There are certain things they could have done differently that would have maybe changed my rating a little bit. And again, too, there's not really too much you can say about a cheesy, low budget horror flick, right? And there is really good cheesy horror flicks, right? This one is just, it's good, but it's nothing too special, and then that's where I'll leave it. How about you? What do you give it on the Jammeter?
I'd give it a 55 just because every time, the first time, like I said, was the most easiest to watch and just got worse from then on. Not to say maybe next year I throw it on just to give it another try. Maybe something will change my mind. Like I still need to rewatch Halloween Ends a couple more times because it is growing on me.
Yeah, so I like you brought that up because that is a movie that definitely grew on me as well. The more the time went on, I enjoyed it just a little bit more. I mean, we're still laughing about the whole, it's more so about Corey, this Corey guy, but it is becoming more enjoyable. Hopefully, this one becomes more enjoyable with you. That way, we can watch it a little more often, right? So
yeah. That being said, even though it's a 55, you rated a 70. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And just to show the viewers that just because you may not like it, someone else may, or just because a lot of people are saying it's not a good movie doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. Like you said, they wouldn't have made a Steelbook or whatnot and Scream Factory and all that if people didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. You got anything else to add?
No. I mean, I will say, guys, if you do like, if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage and you haven't checked this out, definitely check it out because his acting is probably the best aspect of this movie. And the fact that he had no dialogue was, the best part of his acting. And if you enjoy cheesy horror flicks, check it out. If you enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's, check it out. That's pretty much all I have to say on that. With that being said, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for jamming out.